Of the Undercover Policing Inquiry, Tranche 2, Phase 2. We've been listening to further evidence from Geoff Sheppard. It's mostly concerned his the interactions he was having with Matt Rayner, HM1, the undercover police officer who used the cover name Matt Rayner. We don't know his real name, despite the fact that Sir John Missing said that he would name any undercover officer who deceived a woman into a sexual relationship, which it's been established that Matt Rayner did, that HM1 did. Yeah, a lot of this relates to the fact to the second ALF cell that Geoff Sheppard was involved with in 1995, 1993 to 1995. Well, it was a four-man group, one of which was Matt Rayner, one of which was Geoff Sheppard. Sorry, I've been awake since ridiculously early in the morning, so I'm not very savvy right now. But yeah, basically they did between 10 and 15 actions over a 10-year period. Matt Rayner was the driver. It started off there was about 7 or 8 of them who were going to the location of vivisection buildings of companies involved in vivisection, where they went and smashed glass through paint, poured some red paint over the till of a store. The till of a boot store. There was after a while there was a lot that Geoff Sheppard said about how he never intended to get back involved with direct action, but the encouragement that he got from Matt Rayner convinced him to do so. There was a lot about how much of that was. He said it was 50-50. He was pushed very hard by by John Warrington, who pointed out that he was an educated man who in his 30s and he could make his own decisions. We then got into a lot of detail about the planting of an incendiary device in a branch of Boots in Enfield, which was done after Geoff Sheppard's involvement in the cell. He talked about how he had started to try and make an incendiary device, but he'd only got 95% of the way there before deciding that he wasn't actually capable of building it, and had given up and decided to drop out of the cell. So Matt Rayner came round his bedsit and chatted to him about it and said, "Can I take the unfinished device, like as a blueprint?" Which he allowed him to do. He's unsure if that was the device that was used at the Enfield store. We've shown some reports from some experts from the resulting trial that said that device was a viable device, that it would have worked. So that means that it wasn't the same one, or if it was a changed one from the one that Geoff Sheppard had built. We went over an incredibly large amount of detail about the interactions between Geoff Sheppard and HM1 around this incendiary device, which is just incredibly dull to be honest, because it was just going over the same bit of ground over and over again, and very specifics of in what room were you in when this conversation happened. I mean, this is something we hear a lot from the inquiry, just this obsession with detail around those things. Yeah, this is only a short break, so I'll call it there. We go back for another session. I don't know how late this is going to be. I would imagine it's very late. I still intend to do the 7 p.m. Twitter Spaces, but we'll see how we get on in terms of whether that might have to be held later if the inquiry is still going on at 7, which it has done in the past. Cheers for joining.